NFL fan launches petition to boycott league over referee treatment of Chiefs. Important for democracies. The fan is calling for rigorous referee training and accountability mechanisms. A Virginia man named Mack Donahue has started a petition on change.org calling for football fans to boycott the NFL over recent officiating. Donahue is calling for the league to introduce rigorous referee training and accountability mechanisms in response to suspected favoritism by referees toward the Kansas City Chiefs, which has become a hot talking point for fans this season. A growing concern over the inconsistent refereeing, particularly evident while observing games involving the Kansas City Chiefs, is tarnishing this beautiful sports spirit. The aggravation has reached a point where many of us are contemplating boycotting not just the Super Bowl, but all future games until there is significant change, Donahue wrote in the petition's description. It's time we took a stand against unjust refereeing and call on the NFL to introduce rigorous referee training and accountability mechanisms that will guarantee fair gameplay for all teams. By signing this petition, you are agreeing to join the boycott and work towards restoring the joy and integrity of NFL games that we so dearly love. The petition launched over the weekend had less than 200 signatures at the time of publication. Many of those who have signed have expressed their support for the petition's cause in the comments. This is an important cause for democracy, one signer wrote. So many plays were clearly not the right call that even the announcer was confused, another wrote. This comment may have been referring to a moment in the Chiefs' 32-29 win over the Buffalo Bills when officials ruled that Bills quarterback, Josh Allen, was stopped short of a first down in the fourth quarter. CBS rules analyst Gene Steratore said during the broadcast he believed Allen got the first down. That call prompted mass backlash from NFL fans on social media, but it was not the only one. During the second quarter, officials ruled Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy made a catch, despite video replay showing the ball touching the ground. Referees came under similar scrutiny during the Chiefs' divisional round playoff win against the Houston Texans 1 week earlier, when a pair of roughing the passer penalties were called against the Texans for hits on Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Houston edge rusher Will Anderson Jr. was called for roughing the passer on a third down in the first quarter. Anderson appeared to push Mahomes in the chest after he had thrown the ball incomplete to tight end Travis Kelce. Anderson was flagged. The second penalty came during a Mahomes scramble in the third quarter. He had 2 blockers on a run and 3 defenders bearing down on him. He moved to his right and then back to his left when he decided to slide. ESPN broadcaster Troy Aikman criticized the penalty and said it's something the league has to address in the offseason. Texans players and head coach DeMeco Ryans suggested after the game the referees were against them as well. Mahomes addressed the issue when asked by reporters last Wednesday if he believed referees were giving him preferential treatment. "I don't feel that way," Mahomes answered. "At the end of the day, the referees are doing their best to call the game as fair and as proper as they possibly can. And all you can do is go out there and play the game that you love as hard as you can and live with the results. I think that's what we preach here in Kansas City. You get new referees every year. You get new circumstances, and you never can really tell because every play's different. And that's what makes the NFL so special. I feel like I've just continued to play the game, and I just try to win. And whatever happens, kind of happens." Chiefs star tight end Travis Kelce refused to address the issue when asked by his brother Jason Kelce about the officiating during an episode of their New Heights podcast last week. "I'd like to plead the fifth," the tight end said, jokingly referring to his constitutional right to remain silent when Jason brought up the issue. Now, the Chiefs get a Super Bowl rematch against the Philadelphia Eagles. When the two teams last met in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, That game was determined by a controversial penalty called late in the game against Eagles cornerback James Bradbury, which set up the Chiefs for a 38-35 win.